We saw a video of you guys swimming. Are you both good swimmers?
Yeah, we are. He likes to dive and he's way more advanced than I am. But if there's one thing I really did passionately growing up was swimming.
Is it tough to maintain that mentally? Ki I have to be here on top.
You know, I think it's easier when you're making your way to the top. But when you are at a position where you've given, consecutive hits, it's definitely more challenging to sustain that.
Kiara Advani, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
Always good to see you, but look at you today, looking gorgeous.
I've come like one big flower today.
Looking absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Are you fresh from your holiday?
I am. I think I've brought it back with me. All the lovely flowers are all on me still. But yeah, like we were chatting just before the camera started rolling. Sometimes it's nice to take a quick short break and be rejuvenated and come back. So that's how I'm ready and feeling all fresh.
You a beach holiday person or a mountain person? Who decides? Now you all have to decide together. What kind of a holiday do you all want? How do you all come on the same page?
Well, fortunately, we both love traveling.
Right.
So it's never very difficult to pick a place.
Okay.
A little bit of both, but somehow we always tend to lean towards the beach. So yeah, I mean, we love the water. I love the water. And I can never refuse a beach holiday.
Right. And we saw a video of you guys swimming. Are you both good swimmers?
Yeah, we are. He likes to dive and he's way more advanced than I am. But if there's one thing I really did passionately growing up was swimming. Like my mum would send me to all these galas and I would be like in all the competitions and races in my growing up years. And I love swimming. I love the water. I feel I am like water. You put me in anything and I will just take that shape. So I just feel a sense of connection when I'm with the water.
And once you're on a holiday, after about say week, 10 days, are you the someone who would like to come back to work and missing everything here?
Because we're so used to it. We're so used to the whole rigmarole of 100 things happening and where I think you just automatically become a great multitasker in this profession, this industry. It's so consuming that while on the first day of the holiday, it's great. You're like, oh my God, let me just put my phone away, no social media, nothing. Let me just chill and take this new place in. But by the 7th day, I'm like, okay, I miss work. I want to go back now. So that happens.
Right. So when you all do that, we keep social media away, we are sitting here wondering, when will you post? Right. You know, Kiara, you have had such a terrific 2 years. You have had hits after hits. One is, my first question is it tough to maintain that mentally? Ki I have to be here on top.
You know, I think it's easier when you're making your way to the top. But when you are at a position where you've given, consecutive hits, it's definitely more challenging to sustain that. But as a creative person, I don't think anyone really thinks about what is the commerce of this film. For me, I can just speak for myself. I'm someone who, my approach to any film right from the beginning has been purely heart. It's been very instinctive, and that's the way I've always chosen film. So I don't feel that's shifted or changed, or at least I make a conscious effort not to allow the other factors to come in the way when I'm choosing a film. I feel I think because everyone sets out to make a good film. Nobody really sets out to make a bad film. So when you instinctively connect with a film and, they'll say you've loved something, then somewhere it resonates and somewhere, God willing, with the audience love, I think, it just hits home. And unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't.
It doesn't, right.
But I don't think that's in anyone's control or in anyone's power. But having said that, I hope, and I hope that I'm able to do work that kind of makes the audience continuously have that faith in me that, okay, if she's doing a film, it'll be a good film. Or, they have that faith that, ki kuch to hoga isme. And now that'll only come if I'm able to consecutively do this. So without putting pressure on myself, I'm just going to go with the same approach I've had from the beginning. Just instinctively, if you like a script and you want to make this movie, then go ahead and do it.
But what I was asking you also is, are you someone you're a competitive person, everybody is in this industry. Will you be like, okay, I have to work with this filmmaker, someone else has gone and signed? Are you someone who, thinks about all these things?
There are definitely a lot of filmmakers that I have my list and I know I want to work with. And that is there. But I think that the competition is more with what I have done in the last year and how can I better that? How can I grow as a person? And what am I doing to push the envelope for myself? So now, honestly, I mean, it sounds like a cliche when you say, you know, so-and-so is just competing with themselves. It's not entirely that, but the endeavor is to grow. I mean, I cannot be the same person I was 5 years ago, and I'm definitely not making the same choices. My choices are evolving with the way I'm evolving as a person, or with the kind of work I'm doing. So that is something that's constant, and most definitely there's a bucket list and a wish list, and whether it's the genres, whether it's filmmakers I want to work with, whether it's, you know, the kind of things I want to do. So that is always there. That's always been there.
While you were away, films did well. People went to the theaters. Rocky Rani did well. You kept it tapped. Did you manage to watch the movie?
I did, and I absolutely loved it. I think it's a good time for, you know, a lot of love stories have been receiving so much love, and the audience is coming in. And I think this whole June, July has literally been the month of a lot of love stories. It started with Zara Hatke Zara Bachke, then came Satyaprem ki Katha, and now Rocky Rani. I think the audience is lapping these films up and enjoying them, and that's great.
You got everything you wanted from Satyaprem ki Katha.
Yes,
now it's done well.
It has. It's been a very special journey. It's a special film. I think it's a film which will be very close to my heart, a character that will be very close to my heart. And I think just the unanimous love that I received critically and I think commercially with the film, it's very humbling.
Right. You know, you were very good in the film. You were terrific in the movie. This girl is so different from you.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I could imagine, you're nothing like her. But what I want to ask you, do you model someone yourself? You know, do you know someone like her, or will you just go with the script? You will make your own person?
I tend to do that. I tend to like sit a lot with my director and writer and create or kind of see the way they visualized a character and then add things to that.
Right.
But given the sensitivity of what we were dealing with in the film, I did meet you know, a lot of survivors. I did meet a lot of women who've been through these experiences to just get an understanding of how emotionally, mentally, how it affects you. And I think that is all the backstory, the homework that I like to do as an actor, which definitely somewhere I think does help, because especially when it connects with the film, because you know, then there's a certain sense of truth that comes into the character, and it goes beyond, you know, what you imagine.
Right.
So,
do you get affected when you play a character like this, when you shoot scenes and go back home?
I definitely, on that day when any intense scene for that matter, I think it stays with me for a while. But I've done so many, in every film I've had that, you know, that one very, very intense scene, that I probably found a way to detach from it by the time I go home.
Right. And lastly, how big a role do brands and endorsements play in your life? And also, is it important because it's a huge substantial income?
Well, I'll always be a film actor, and I think brands are a vertical that comes from there. It's because of, you know, with your films, with the way the audience resonates with you, the relatability factor. They know me through my films. So they've created this perception of who I am. And then, of course, with social media, I think they get a more closer insight into our lives. And that branding that we become probably helps, you know, different products and brands want to associate with me or want to associate with actors to be the face of their brand, so that we're able to relate these, you know, there's a synergy between the brand ethics, my ethics, or the values or the perception that we have, which is easier to reach out to an audience. But I feel it's a lot of responsibility also, because I think the audience has so much faith in you as a person and what you stand for, that it's important for me to associate with brands that share that similar value, or, you know, the same ethics, and we're both saying the same thing, to take it to the audience. There has to be an authenticity. There has to be a credibility factor.
It's very much there.
And I honestly approach it like that. I feel like even when a brand comes my way, it's like, am I using this product? Is it a product I will use? Do we share the same values? If I feel like the brand brings to the table as much as I bring to the table, then that perfect match happens. And I think, and it's nice when you look back and you see the brands growing with you, or people, you know, you after coming on board, you hear the stats of their sales going up, and people writing to you about using the same products and liking them. So yeah, there's a certain compatibility factor that's also important.
Right.
But I think it all stems from the fact that, as a film actor, it goes on that vertical.
Right. No wonder you're getting a leadership award. We won't keep
Yeah.
you because you are going to just get an
you.
award right now. So congratulations and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.